So I started off growing up on Sydney's northern beaches. It's pretty impossible not to develop a love to the local area. Pretty similar to Sue, I grew up right near Coco Lagoon, and wondering why that was so polluted growing up next to such pristine beaches and such an awesome environment was something that got me passionate about the environment from early on. But it was when I first heard about climate change, was when I watched An Inconvenient Truth when I was as a young kid. There was one thing that I did understand really easily, and that was sea level rise. But really, yeah, every facet of our life in Sydney is built around our understanding of tides and our understanding of sea level rise as they are at the moment. Everything that we love, from surf clubs and walking tracks and parks and beautiful areas, to also the actual economic foundations of our society at the moment. We actually build a lot of critical infrastructure right next to the ocean and on sea level rise, like the airport, which you can see out there. Roads, railways, water treatment plants are all built within a few metres, and so there's hundreds of millions of dollars of assets as well that are right at risk over the next few years. And so after I heard about this, I thought it was time we need to really step it up on climate action. In 2009, when I was helping to organise a human sign for the first 350 Day of International Climate Action on DY Beach, when someone gave me a flyer to OzGREEN's Youth Leading the World Congress in 2009. And so I went along to that, and I met dozens of other young people, and Keith was one of the facilitators. And we heard about the solutions, and we heard about the problems in more depth. We heard from other inspiring young people like Sam Miller, who was heading off to Copenhagen at the time for the summit there. And we brainstormed solutions that we could take back, and the one that we came up with was it's called SciCan, the Sydney Youth Climate Action Network. So we were an inter-high school environmental network looking to really raise our voices in the debate. We were young people at the time who didn't have a role in debate that was critical to our future. As young people, we're going to be the people who are around in 20 or 30 years when the worst impacts of the decisions made today are going to be felt, or we'll be able to enjoy the great society that we can create if we do something about these challenges. And so we started working together in our local communities, participating in broader campaigns, but also organising some of our own. We held dozens of street stalls where we collected people's environmental footprints, and we got petition signatures against no new coal mines in New South Wales. We worked with local councils to help make youth events more environmentally themed, and also organise a whole different bunch of ones for Youth Week. And when we weren't doing that, we were campaigning to them, asking them to introduce local environmental sustainability initiatives. And we had a few wins on that by taking ideas to council and getting things implemented at the local level. And there's really very few other organisations that will have that kind of an outcome from just a conference of high school students getting together for 3 days during 1 week. I think, and not only that, but having them being incredibly successful, scalable, and able to be replicated. And so in a few weeks' time again, 6 years on, or in 2 weeks' time actually, world leaders will be gathering in Paris to try to reach another agreement. And whilst there's a lot more momentum on our side this year, and there's been a great number of wins in the environmental movement lately, we still obviously know that a solution isn't going to be found by a bunch of world leaders gathering together in a room, although that'll be part of this solution. But we need to have a fundamental change in our way of thinking, and we need to have change from the bottom as well. And we've seen that occur in really great examples lately all around Australia, with fights against coal seam gas and fights against coal mine expansion on the Great Barrier Reef, and also a range of different renewable energy projects that are getting off the ground. And OzGREEN is also at a crucial point as an organisation. Over the last few years, since I've been involved, there's been a lot of testing and refining of what works with Youth Leading the World. And as Sue said, the OzGREEN's managed to meet 10 times more young people at 10 times less of the cost. The number of facilitators is growing at a rapid rate, and there's impact all around the world. And OzGREEN's model of effective local change, driven by young people harnessing their creativity, is really unique. There's not many other organisations that go out there and actually give the power to young people and say, we're not giving you a solution that you can just go away and take, but here are the issues, here are some of the solutions, and let's be really strategic about thinking that through. And that's led to SciCan, that's led to a whole heap of other initiatives that have been getting off the ground. And that trust in young people and that strategic thought is really quite unique. And so the exciting thing for me is that This has never been done before. Anything like what OzGREEN's doing has never been done. We've never faced the challenges that we're facing. We don't have the solutions written down, and that's what's incredible. But we've seen in the last few years when OzGREEN's begun to do this work and scale youth leading the world across the world has been incredibly successful. And so not even 10 years ago would this model have been possible for OzGREEN, obviously, though. 10 years ago, SciCan couldn't have existed in the way we did. Facebook wasn't a thing, and we couldn't organise via Facebook. OzGREEN couldn't have had online facilitator trainings. Sometimes there's still some difficulties. And we couldn't see, like we saw in 2009, doing Google Hangouts and Skype conversations with people from right across Australia and sharing ideas and have that feeling of solidarity and have the immense passion and basically an adrenaline rush that came from sharing our ideas with people right across the country. And no other organisation is as uniquely positioned as OzGREEN is, in my opinion, to lead the change that we're going to need to see over the next few years. It's a proven model that works really well. It's got the potential to scale globally, and Sue and the team have got really incredible experience that they're going to be bringing to the fight. And we've been coming up with a bit of a plan over the last few months to really hammer this home over the next few years, starting early next year. And there's a whole heap of volunteers, over 600 volunteer facilitators now who are working in their communities. And so to everyone in this room, I'd say if there's any way that you can support us over the next 12 months and beyond that, we'd love to have people involved in that. Thank you.